Let's go ahead and unwrap the rest of the controller. We'll do the D-pad next. So I'm going to select the D-pad, focus in on it, get a 3/4 view, and let's do a camera based on these faces. And the remaining faces, which I can grab by selecting the 2 remaining shells, I can do a planar in the Y-axis. I can unfold that and optimize it a few times. I'll move that to the side. And I'll select this edge here, cut it, grab the shell, and unfold it. Maybe I'll get 2 pieces here, so I'll cut this opposite one as well. I'll unfold both of those pieces. Click on Orient Shells. This one I want to rotate 90 degrees, so I'll open up the Transform menu and then click on this Rotate by 90 degrees. And the D-pad is now unwrapped, so I'll just move it to the side. Let's do the select button now. I'll do camera based here. Then in edge mode, I will double click on that edge, cut it off. I'll select this edge and cut it as well. And then I'll unfold both of them, orient the shells. Let's copy the shell. Let's copy the UVs from the select button and put them on the start button. So I'll select the select button, then shift click on the start button, then go to mesh, transfer attributes. Then I'll turn UV sets to current and sample space to component and hit apply. And now you'll see that they both have the same UVs. Alternatively, you could just duplicate the object and move it over. So I'll unfold these, and I'll straighten the UVs for this shell here. Then I will select this button, hold shift, select the other button, go to mesh, transfer attributes, make sure that UV sets is current and sample space is set to component, and then hit apply. And now both models have the same UVs. You can see if I click and drag over both of them, I can move them both around. They're stacked right now, directly on top of each other. All right, let's go ahead and do the chord. So I'll hit Control-1 with the chord selected to isolate it. And it's a good idea to save your scene before you do this next part. So I'm going to save. Then I'll choose a camera based. And then I'm going to double click on one of these bottom edge loops here. Hit cut. Then I will select the whole shell and hit unfold. I'm going to orient the shell so it's straight up and down. And then I'll click on this straighten UVs. Then I'll just move this to the side. I'll scale it up first just to make sure I'm not getting any bad stretching. It's looking pretty good. Let's do the plug. We're going to break this up into a lot of different shells. So first I'll get a 3/4 angle, then click on camera based. And I'm going to start by cutting up a bunch of edges to break it into the shells that I want. So I'm going to double click on this edge here. And this interior edge here as well. Goes all the way around. And I'll come over here and hit cut. I want this edge. I'll cut that edge loop as well. Let's select this edge loop and cut that. Then let's go ahead and select this edge that goes all the way around, and we'll cut this as well. Let's start pulling apart these shells. Let's go ahead and cut this edge loop here. Gonna isolate this. And I want to cut off these edges here. I'll unfold these, move them to the side, unfold this shell, and I'll hit Control 1 and F to focus in on it. I'll cut here. Unfold it and move it to the side. I'll unfold this, move it over. And let's try cutting this edge loop. Let's cut this edge, then unfold it, move the shell over. We'll cut this edge, unfold it, and then move it over. Unfold the shell, move it over. Select this edge here. Let's select the shell actually, move it over so we can see it better. Then we'll select an edge and cut the edge and then unfold it. Make sure we only cut one edge. We'll unfold it and then move it over. Let's work on this piece. I'll select this edge loop, cut it, unfold it, and move it. Then we'll select this edge here and cut it, and then unfold this as well. We'll cut all of these edges and then unfold this shell. Let's move these to the side. I'm going to select these edge loops here and one edge that runs the length of the cylinder on all of these. And once I have all of these selected, I can then cut those edges and then unfold all of the shells. And again, I can select these edges either in the UV editor or in the 3D viewport. So I'll unfold all of those. I'm going to select all of these corner edges, the edge ring, by clicking on one, holding shift, and double clicking on the one right next to it, and it should grab all of the corner edges, like so. And I'll do that with these as well. And once I have all of these, I can then cut those edges and unfold the shells. And now that we've unwrapped all of the pieces, our next task will be to fit all those shells in the one-to-one space. So it's a good time to save your work, and we'll see you in the next video where we arrange our UVs. See you there.